Hey, hey. All right, so welcome back. So, Leos, let's go ahead and jump on, and we're just going to ask kind of like what's going on with them, whoever the them might be. We have a Knight of Cups, we got a Four of Cups, we have got possibly a water sign who's got an awful lot of love in their heart, but also an awful lot of either unhappiness, sorrow. They've kind of plunked down, they're having a kind of a bit of a pity party today. It might be that this person has actually made an overture toward Leo that Leo didn't reciprocate to or didn't even recognize. They might have sent out their little heart song, and now they're feeling foolish or bummed out that maybe they didn't get the reaction from Leo that they'd wanted. Why are they in the Four of Cups vibe? Where is that coming from? Temperance and Eight of Cups. This kind of feels like this person says, all right, I'm going to give up. There's no point. Leo's not interested. I tried reaching out and Leo doesn't care. So I guess I just got to give this up. It's time that I say, well, that is as much balance as I can get with Leo. I tried. I reached out with love, and my love song was not. Leo didn't want to sing in perfect harmony with me. Hi, everyone. Great to see you. Christian, Anthony, Denisa, Maria, excuse me. Patricia, hi. This energy is very much like this person's super bummed. It could be a Sagittarius as well. Why do they think that Leo didn't reciprocate? Emperor, Empress. Okay. They're saying, well, I don't just think it, I know it. Maybe, I don't know if this is somebody who imagines that Leo is happily married to somebody else, or if Leo said point blank to them, I'm sorry, I'm in a partnership, whether they are or whether they aren't, or if Leo simply gave off a vibe of like, I'm sorry, I don't deal with knights. I only deal with people that want long-term connections. Well, let me ask this. Hang on. If this character is oh so bummed out over Leo's seemingly dismissal of them, how did they reach out to Leo? We see that heart song. We see that Knight of Cups. How did they think they reached out to Leo? A King of Swords and a Six of Pentacles. So we're going to call them the King of Swords now. They think that they were pretty straightforward and that they made an overture to say something about like, I'm ready to give to you. Are you ready to give to me? And Leo shut them down is how they view it. How did you approach Leo in your mind? You said you were very ready to give equally. Nine of Pentacles and the Death card. Whatever they did, they came in kind of cocky, feeling like they were in charge of the situation. They were going to tell Leo how it was going to be. We're basically going to start from the ground up. Everything's going to be different now. This was them making a romantic overture. And Leo, you know what I'm starting to think is that this person might have really insulted Leo with their attitude. That how they think they came across may not have been how they came across. Let me see. Let's just ask, how did Leo picture their, whoever this is? This could be an ex who then tried to return to Leo, and they came in with what they believe was like this confident, like, now I know everything will work. I'm going to reach out to the Leo. And however they reached out, Leo maybe really did shut them down in a big way. But let's see. Leo says they came in as absolute chaos. This is Loki. This is God of chaos. They came screaming in, bombing in. They weren't a king at all. And they came to talk to me, a freaking empress. And they came in like a freaking little a knight, and not even an organized night. It's like they randomly drunk dialed me and thought that I was going to react and respond to that. No sense of respect. No, although they know that I'm somebody who's important. I know that they think I'm important. That's why they came toward me, but they came toward me with no decorum. They came toward me with chaos. They came toward me with a bizarre approach out of nowhere. They didn't ask, respectfully, I'd like to speak with you. Can we sit down? There's a lot to discuss. They just came in out of nowhere. Like, this is like the person who walks into your house, at 2:15 on an afternoon without knocking first. And they come in and they're wearing underpants and cowboy boots. And walk in and open up your fridge and grab the orange juice out and do a couple chugs of it while they say, hey, I'm back, let's do this again. Like, that's kind of the equivalent from, that's the way that Loki would behave, right? Just total chaos and kind of a shock. They did this unexpectedly. And although the Leo says, I know this is them telling me that I'm really important, but I don't like the way they approached it all. It was chaos. So Leo might have said, do you know who I am? Do you know what it would take to be with an empress? You'd have to be an emperor. You didn't come to me as an emperor. You didn't come to me with respect. Okay, so we can see that these two have a very different vision of how they both thought that meeting went. So this character, whenever this was, it could have been a long time ago that they tried to reapproach the Leo. They did not handle themselves with grace. This is a person who sends a text emoji to think that they're going to get a second shot with somebody. And they're all bummed. They think, well, I put in my best effort. I would argue, baby, that was not your best effort. There's no way. You swaggered in for sure, but they're saying, I approached and I was saying the things that I needed to say. Why do we have such different viewpoints on this? Holy smokes. They say that they were a king of swords. She says they were a disrespectful little god of chaos. Why? Because let's be fair. Maybe the Leo has too high of expectations, right? Just saying. Now, I would argue, what are too high of expectations? Leo's allowed to want whatever they want. They do not have to accept things that don't live up to what they desire, right? Who's to say, oh, you should be comfortable, wearing shoes with holes in them instead of saving your money and buying a really nice pair? Like, I think Leo is like, no, I'm going to buy real shoes. I'm not going to wear shoes with holes in them. I'm not going to accept what I don't want. So I'm not trying to come down and be like, ooh, Leo's just too this, too that. But I will say Leo sees it so differently. So let's ask, why do these two see it so differently? Denise, thank you, Angel. Thank you so much. You're so generous. We have an Ace of Swords and we have a Two of Swords. Okay. There was, oh God, look at the clash in the sky. A truth maybe was revealed that these two are like the warm front and the cold front of the sky that collides, and then they make gigantic, thunderstorms, right? That's what happens when we have the thunderstorms. Two different, we'll say energies collide, and then we get thunder and lightning, which is probably a good visual of what happens with these two characters, because neither one of them sees things the other person's way. They don't have a common language, even though this is all about communication. The swords are thoughts and communication. But what do you do when each speaks a truth and neither person has the capacity to understand it? It would be as difficult as, I don't speak, oh gosh, let me think. I wanted to go with something that is like a little bit more obscure. Like, I don't speak, let's say, an ancient dead language. I don't speak Latin, okay? And I shouldn't say dead language because lots of people speak Latin, but I don't speak Latin. So if someone came up and had a conversation with me in Latin, I would be just as befuddled as, if they didn't speak to me at all. I still wouldn't know what they meant. That's about the equivalent for these two. They do not speak the same language. And I don't think it's actual language barrier. I think it's the way they express themselves. Neither person, they might have been on the same page and it didn't come out that way, because Leo saw them as total chaos and they thought they were coming in completely straightforward. They were sure that the way they approached was going to make perfect sense, and it did to them. But what Leo saw, not at all. So what does that mean? I mean, universe, are these two simply maybe not a good match for each other? Ace of Wands, no, they have hot passion for each other. Really hot passion for each other. There's a ton of desire here. Is that what's contributing to their lack of ability to communicate? Because they're both, oh, we got a Page of Cups. No, this entire relationship was handled in the wrong order. Okay, so let's break it down and say when we meet somebody, we got to get to know them. We get to know them by talking to them, but also by being around them and, just spending time together. We also get to know somebody by developing an emotional bond. That kind of comes maybe with talking and being around somebody. And then we also bond to somebody with the physical bond of passion. But you notice that these characters obviously have not built the conversational, knowledge-based bond of talking to each other. So they haven't learned how to do that, but they did have big passion. This is the biggest amount of energy between them. But their emotional bond is also still pretty much at the beginning phase. These two somehow, maybe they jumped the gun and they got into a physical romance before they knew each other. Maybe they were just like, this is too hot. I got to have the physical intimacy with you. I don't know you, don't even know your middle name, but I know that I want you. Don't know if we can have conversation, but our bodies know how to talk. It feels like that's what this situation was. And so now for them to learn how they each communicate in different ways and how their minds process information differently, they don't have that critical piece of information that we would normally have if we spent time, getting to know somebody and having enough dialogue with them first. To then, that might have even changed the course of this. They might not have been attracted to each other if they had more time to converse, or if they had more time to see, do we have an emotional bond? This feels like the Leo wants some serious respect and a serious long-term commitment. It actually looks like they want the same at this point. At least at this point they do. But the way they go about showing it, they don't speak the same language as Leo does. And they thought this was going to be the restart button, because they actually wanted this with Leo. Maybe they thought at first it was just going to be, passionate fun. And then they're like, but no, I really want this, Leo. I want something serious. I'm going to inform them that I am going to have a serious relationship with them. This is me showing much more serious interest. And by that time, Leo was like, what in the hell are you doing? You don't waltz into my house or into my life and casually behave this way. This is not respectful. That is the part that I think is so interesting. Let me just ask, what was it that ticked Leo off? Because I do feel like it really made them go, this is chaos. Again, the thunder and lightning, that's why I think that something pisses Leo off. 9 of Cups. Leo thinks that this person is completely self-indulgent. They only come in for what they want. With the dragon hiding in its lair, it's like, I sleep when I want, I wake up and I randomly call. Maybe Leo even had the thought that this is like a booty call situation. You're all about self-indulgence. You act like you can have whatever you want from whomever you want. You don't treat me that way. That's what it's coming across as. How did they mean it? Universe, can you help talk for them? Because Leo and this person are not talking. Oh God, 10 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands. And in their mind, they were coming forward to say, I've thought a lot about this. I could see having a really amazing future with this Leo. A 10 of Cups. We build something. I want to have a future. I want long duration. Basically, they wanted all the same things that Leo wanted. And these two did not communicate effectively at all. And in fact, this blew up. So now they're in this mindset of, well, this really sucks. I gave my heart, but they didn't, because they only came in as a knight. They did not come in as a king of swords like they thought they did. But they came in to tell Leo what they wanted, and they feel like they missed an opportunity. They're super bummed, and they may as well just move on because Leo doesn't want them. Character, let me put it this way. Is there any understanding that these two are they both see the behavior from one another, like they don't understand each other? Do they know that part? Do they know that they can't comprehend each other because they haven't talked enough? I feel like these two blow up at each other and then it ends before they get a chance to really talk. We have a 4 of Swords and we have the Queen of Pentacles. They go into silence and then they start to gather. Both of them do this. They go into silence after they have the blow up, and then they start to kind of gather some bits and pieces of information about they get a little bit more grounded when they go into silent mode. But I still don't see, I mean, is this King of Swords just giving up then? Is that just it? It's like, well, I tried, kind of. I mean, I really wanted long term, but I wasn't going to come in and like tell Leo that in those ways. That's why I was just coming in, kind of like reaching out, and that was my emotional expression of interest. Knight of Cups. But the problem is these two already had some physical connection without the other emotional bonds that were built and the communication that had been worked out. And then something happened where they blew up, and now they are trying it again, but it still doesn't begin with like either of them being on terms where they can communicate peacefully and respectfully, because I think unfortunately there's already, like, I think Leo already is keen to say, you insult me, sir. um, you come in like this, how dare you. And so Leo has a pretty bad opinion of them. They meanwhile think Leo doesn't like them, but when they both go into silent mode, which they do way too much of, that's when they start to get a little bit more grounded. So is that going to change anything, or is this just over? Is this just two people that tragically, they had big passion, they both wanted something real and serious, but because they can't communicate, it's over? High Priestess. High Priestess says there's this deep thing under the surface. There's an energy field that still exists between these two. There is something here between these two that continues even when they're not communicating. We've got a King of Wands. We've got, okay, definitely everything's been burned down. That's true. We got one tree of life still here. But man, these two have destroyed their forest. But this is kind of like a phoenix, or in this case, more like a griffin, but a little bit like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Somewhere, even in this tumultuous, ended situation, there is some kind of subconscious knowledge still going on between these two. They're still thinking about each other, still thinking about this. But this is two strikes for these two already. They got together, something happened. They tried to come back together, something happened. So they've been silent longer this time, but the subconscious has been doing a lot of sifting through information. And there is actually, bizarrely, there's more heart involvement, at least on our masculine side. There's more grounded energy, at least on our Leo's side. And I'm wondering if, are they going to make a third run at this, or is somebody going to? We have a Four of Cups. I don't know. Now we have a feminine with the Four of Cups. First, the Four of Cups was on their side. There is a feeling of a missed opportunity. I wonder if it's that these two are in retrospect. I thought it was just going to be about their perspective. That's what I had intended for this story, but obviously we got both characters' perspectives. I wonder if both of them are starting to realize this might have been a gigantic missed opportunity, because what was it about our communication style? How come we could never talk? How come we never got that figured out? How is it that there was passion, but then why did this person reach out to me only for more passion? It's like Leo is thinking about things that already happened. They're thinking about things that already happened, and everybody feels like we got it wrong somehow. This was a missed opportunity, meaning the opportunity was there and we somehow fumbled this one. Is this just going to be a lesson, or is this going to be something that gets readdressed? We have a Knight of Swords. Okay, here's the thing. Now maybe the Knight of Swords would be an appropriate reaction, though, because this feels sudden and impulsive, like characters that are sitting there brewing over stuff, have been in their subconscious for a long time, and they may suddenly, one or the other, possibly the masculine, gets that bee in the bonnet to say, I need to just reach out. Because if this is a missed opportunity, if we just didn't communicate effectively, I said I was going to let this go, but damn it, I can't, because it's a missed opportunity that I think, like, I actually really wanted this, and they thought I insulted them. It's kind of like over time that's kind of started to click, and it's like I wasn't insulting them. I came in ice cold, and I made a minimal effort, and I came in suddenly and they felt insulted, but actually my heart is warm. That's what I saw Leo as a long-term commitment that I actually wanted, but I didn't come in and say it that way. And then Leo got mad at me and they were insulted and they said that they won't deal with somebody that's not an emperor. But I was coming in for the long term. That's what I was talking about, but that's not what they heard from me. So if this is a missed opportunity because Leo doesn't know what I meant, then maybe I need to straighten this out. Maybe I need to just impulsively reach out and say, those months ago, years ago, you do know what I meant, right? It almost feels like this could still be kind of poorly handled, but sudden. King of Cups. But this time they might approach with a message from a king's perspective instead of a knight. They came in as two different versions of knights, right? Knight of Swords in the past and Knight of Cups in the past. They thought they were being a King of Swords about it, but maybe they needed to be more of the King of Wands, the King of Cups. It feels like it may be the masculine who tries one last time. I don't know when that's going to be. We got the Tower. This is the year of the dragon, so of course this is still this year, and I love the Tower. It's where blockages get out of the way, and it's usually where we either get sick and tired of putting up our own walls and blockages. We get frustrated with the limitations we placed on ourselves by narrow thinking and narrow thought processes. And then we finally say, screw it, I can't be like this anymore. And that's a big, like, I don't care if I look stupid. I just got to get this off my chest because it's burning a hole up here and it's driving me nuts because I think about this freaking every day. So let me just say it. Message for Leo on this. Empress. Again, Leo keeps saying, I'm an empress. I'm an empress. How does an empress operate? An empress nurtures. An empress is patient. An empress is, they listen to information. You notice that this is an empress who is extremely blossomed and grown a great deal. There's a lot more wisdom. I'm wondering if this is saying that the Leo, who has been an empress now 3 times, they want to be respected. They want to have a connection that is meaningful. That's the big thing. But in order to have that, an empress also has to be able to evaluate what comes toward them. We have an 8 of Swords and we have a 6 of Wands. You know what? I think this time around, I think that the Leo is going to say, honestly, I've been thinking about this nonstop. I haven't been able to let go of the thought of this either. I'm thrilled to hear from you because I can't figure out, did we have the biggest missed opportunity of our lives? How come we didn't understand what the other one was saying? I've been stuck on this too. It feels amazing to finally get a chance to talk again. That's kind of what it seems like the Leo's reaction would be in the event of this reconnection. And let me just ask, is this something that Leo would start this dialogue, or will this only be them that opens up that pathway? We have Strength card. That is Leo all day. Leo may be the one who reaches out to them before they reach out to Leo. It is very possible. But we do have a 2-headed, which is actually the reason I bought this deck, is because I liked this particular card. But this 2-headed ferocious beastie card just says that I think both of them are equally as strong when it comes to arguing. Both of them are equally as strong when it comes to the depth of their passion and desire. Both of them have to be equally as brave if they're going to make this thing work. And they both have to be equally as dedicated, because they're probably going to have plenty of arguments still. But if the Leo actually still wants this, the Leo might be the one who opens up the dialogue first. Or let's put it this way, it's a 50-50 toss-up. Leo might reach out to this person, or this person might reach out to Leo. Leo becoming kind of just staying in the Empress energy, but morphing just a little bit into a very green, growing kind of Empress. That might indicate why the Leo might potentially reach out, because it's like, if there's something here that I'm still thinking about, Is there something that I missed? Because empresses don't like to leave opportunities on the table because of mistakes that they themselves might have misinterpreted something. An empress is big enough in themselves to go back and say, did I miss something? Did I get that wrong? I need to review my behaviors of the past, because I'm an empress, yeah, and that means I can make a mistake too. The difference is an empress can own it, and an empress can, openly look at, maybe I misunderstood, maybe I misinterpreted. So I don't know, but it looks like for these two, there is so much desire, and always has been for these two. But the only tragedy is they have really, really poor communication between each other. But I think it's just because they didn't get enough time to build the rapport, the comfort zone, knowing how the other one communicates, knowing, the pattern of like the tempo of communication between them didn't exist because they went right into passion first. So anyway, I'm going to leave that one there. Thank you guys so much for being here. Annie S. Hi, sweetie. Great to see you. Gavin, hey, hey. Denisa, thank you. Thank you so much for popping by. Hey, Patricia. 3 you ain't. Hey, hey. 01 frequency. Hi, Sydney. Happy Saturday to you also. Angela McKee, great to catch you, hun. Slave Princess, hi, sweetie. Wonderful to see you today. Shelly Prescott's in the house. Hi, honey. Amy Milliken, thank you again so much, Denisa. Sierra Clark, great to catch you, hun. Goddess of the Moon, hey, hey. All right, you guys, take care. I will see you in a little bit. We've got other zodiacs to get to today as well. Happy Saturday, Lindsay. And as always, I'll probably do some of them right now, and then I'll come back this evening and maybe wrap up with 1 or 2 extras. But lots of love, you guys. Take care. Bye for now.